government is shut down and on vacation doesn't mean that we are. Unlike Washington, D.C., this podcast doesn't slow down. You know why? Because nobody pays us to stay on and nobody pays us to stay on.
It's true. Hey, maybe we can get away with some FCC violations during this time when the government's not paying attention.
No, you know what gets me all the time is the music, especially when I post on social media. I've been telling you. But you know, now I've learned what it is they'll just put an ad in. It says that my music
but
is
not in the U.S.
Not in the U.S. Like in
South
Kenya.
Africa or
in Kenya.
Or something.
That's part of my problem.
India or something, yeah. Hey, always got to thank our sponsors. Could not do the show without our wonderful sponsors.
Oh, absolutely. Deep Eddy Vodka Tasting Room.
Meet old friends or make new friends at the Deep Eddy Vodka Tasting Room. More flavor and more fun.
Yes, for sure. How about Jovi Belterra?
Take the tired out of retired and live your best life at Jovi Belterra 55 plus community. Stop by and ask Marilyn for a tour. Tell them we sent you.
That one was really good, Steve.
Yeah.
How about South Star Bank?
Didn't you always want a friend in banking that would tell you the truth about your best financial choices? You'll find those friends at South Star Bank.
You're getting better at these, Steve.
I'm starting to get a little bit of tempo here.
They're not as corny as they were before. And then we have the tired people right now at Mallett Integrity Team.
Find out why we're the #1 real estate team in Dripping Springs. No muss, no fuss, just results.
No muss, no fuss, because I just cleaned the office.
Yeah, I don't even actually know what muss is. I wrote that down and I was like, I don't know what a muss is.
It's superfluous.
It's superfluous. There you go. I think the people listening on Apple Podcasts don't have any idea what you're saying.
Either that or the whole first part of that was totally recorded.
Yeah.
And hey, who's our guest today?
Our guest is Soraya Welch Lopez. She's the owner. She's a very good friend of mine. The owner of Sarasota Dripping Springs over in the Belterra Village. And I think they've been there about 5 years now. They weathered COVID and got through all that.
Probably a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6 years. Yeah, but she's running a booming business over there. It's super interesting. Have you ever had a massage there?
I have.
Best massage I've ever had.
Yeah, because I got you one for your birthday.
You did. You got me one for my birthday.
And it sat on your desk for a year.
But I finally did it, and I was like, I got to come back every week.
And speaking of touching people, the Burke Center for Youth is going to have Touch a Truck.
Well, that's a nice segue, Michelle.
Wasn't it? October 25th from 10 to 2, they're going to have arts and crafts, face painting, a petting zoo, arts or foods and beverages are going to be available for purchase. They're also asking that if you do not have, if it's not a service dog, please don't bring it. But
that sounds like fun.
It does.
That should be a good fundraiser for them.
A good time. It sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I had to look up what is Touch a Truck. Like, why are you? But they're going to be able to let them climb and do whatever. It said kids can explore, have fun, climb on just about any vehicle they can imagine. Steve, I don't recommend you bringing your car.
No, I'm not bringing my car, but I might climb around on a fire truck.
True.
So this week, I got to do something. Speaking of being able to climb around a fire truck, I got to do something I haven't done. I was trying to figure out the last time I was in the water, and it's probably 23 years ago. I got to go surfing in Waco, of all places.
Really?
Who knew? There's an actual outdoor surf park just outside of Waco. And Brandon, my buddy Brandon, who is Soraya's husband, was telling me he went there in the summer, and he said, we should go. And I said, let's plan a trip. So I got to go with him this week, and I had the best time. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see a couple videos. It took me a little while to get back in the swing of things, but once I caught a couple waves, it was like, ooh, I remember what it was like to be 30 years old again.
Were you like Hawaii 5-0?
Yeah. The waves were about... Yeah. I think that's a cop show. That's not a surfing show.
I don't know. I'm going
to... Hawaii 5-0 is a cop show.
It is a cop show, but they surfed in it.
Oh, I don't think they did. I think you're superfluous.
No, and you want another fun fact? My great uncle produced that show. Great uncle.
Is that right?
Yeah. So did you break something?
I didn't break anything. I had such a good time.
You have bruises on you, though.
I do. I have a lot of bruises on me, a couple scrapes, worth every minute or every bit of pain from that. And I had a blast. I had a couple good wipeouts, but
no jellyfish.
No jellyfish, no sharks.
No coral.
Chlorinated pool. Temperature was perfect. Water temp was perfect. There's a set of 3 waves about every 45 seconds to a minute. So you can catch as many waves as you want. I was exhausted by the end of the day.
I bet. I watched that Netflix series, the surfing Netflix series. After that, I thought I could surf.
We'll have to go. We'll have to do a team party up there and get everybody.
Yeah, well, broken neck girl probably shouldn't be. Probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, but anyway, Waco Surf up there. Kudos to them. They're a super friendly place. They were really nice.
How much was it?
So I surfed for 2 hours. We did an hour, and then I took a break, and then I did another hour. And with the board rental, it was almost $400. But
so it is a little.
It's
pricey.
expensive, but they do have you can join for an unlimited membership for $1,000 a year and surf anytime you want. Which, if I lived up there, I'd be all over that. I'd do that every year, and it's open like 9 months of the year. So it's you could go. It's only closed when it's freezing outside.
But the water felt good, and
the water was perfect. I think it was 79 degrees. It was
what did you wear a wetsuit?
I just wore trunks and a rash guard, and that was it. It was such a great
What's
time.
a rash guard?
It's just it's like a shirt that's made of a little bit thicker material, so it just prevents the board from giving you a rash on your chest.
Did you hurt in your tummy?
You know what? My chest, my 2 lowest rib bones are super bruised from laying on the board. Worth it, though. Had a great time. So, hey, how's your car search going?
Oh, my car search. It's over.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And the whole world rejoiced. It is great. Finally, Todd stepped in and took care of it. And we went from El Paso to Houston to Dallas to San Antonio, no lie, to save $1,000. And we did it. But and the whole scam about I got a really good rate at Navy Federal, and my credit score is 800 or above, right?
Yeah.
And when you read the fine print, it says up to a certain percentage. Well, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm going through Lexus Financial to see what they can do, which is totally fine. And but everything is a scam. Everything is a flippin' scam. So yesterday, on my way to work, I'm listening to my Sirius radio, and I'm like, I need to cancel this. I'm going to cancel because I know it goes through the end of the month. And so I called them to cancel, and that was fine. It wasn't a big deal. And they said, were you going to transfer it to your new car? I said, I don't have my new car yet. I'll do it when I get it.
Yeah.
And I get like a free trial too. So I'm going to wait till that happens. And then I get in my car this morning, and my satellite is turned off. And I'm like, what the heck? So I called them, and they said, because you told us, even though you paid to the end of the year, we canceled it, but you can still have your streaming service. I was like, I don't want my streaming service. Turn it back on in my car until the end of the month. I was transferred to 2 separate people. My eye was twitching. And, Sirius Radio, Cedric and I were laughing about this. Every year, I have it on my phone.
That's one of the reasons I don't have it.
Year.
Yeah, you have to go, I'm just calling to cancel my service. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What can we do to earn your business back? Just give me the damn cheapest price that you offer.
I don't want $24.99, but now they have a chat feature, so I do it through the chat feature. And every year I get it for $5.99, but you're right. You have to play the game
well,
you
can do the same thing with Spectrum. If you call every year, when they because they do that, they bump up your price on Spectrum every year. If you call them and go, hey, I'm going to cancel and I'm going to get one of those, home Wi-Fi cell things, they go, I'm sorry to hear that. We would love to give you a better special price, and they'll knock $50 a month off. And you just got to call every year. What a game! It's like I'm a long-time customer. Why don't you give me the best price?
Yeah, tell me what you have. Well, I've also come to realize, and coming from radio for many, many years ago, FM radio is crap. It's the common folk, and I can't find anything on there. And so listen to podcasts.
Yeah, much better.
My drive is only 12 minutes, but I'm just going to listen to podcasts for the next
Well,
thing.
you can pick what you want to listen to, and if you don't like it, there's a million more to find out.
I like
there.
satellite too, because I catch up on the news in the morning, and so
Yeah.
now I got to go back to my AM stations.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Podcasts definitely. When I run, podcasts are definitely what I listen to. But I have an email from our good friend, and she's been a guest on the podcast, Christine Lowrance, who is the office administrator for North Hayes EMS. And some of you may not know, I think this next election is going to be a very low turnout election.
Well, early voting is starting, when is it?
I think you said October
20th through the 31st, and the general election's the 4th.
Yeah, so there's a Prop A, which is a tax increase from North Hayes EMS, which shows up on your property taxes, so it's one of the line items there. Currently, the rate is 3 cents for every $100 of valuation. So if your home's worth $500,000, you pay $150 a year for 24/7 EMS ambulance services. The proposition is to raise that rate from 3 cents per 100 to 5 cents per 100, which is a 60% increase. But what they're saying, what Christine is saying, is that means your taxes are going to go up from $150 to $250 a year. I'm not sure it's going to pass. I think people are at the point where tax increases are just, we feel like we're being taxed out of our homes. I did, Christine, I'm sorry, I know you're going to listen, but I did some research, and of the 50 states that collect property tax, do you know where Texas is on that list?
Where is that? Where is it?
We're seventh. We're seventh.
Oh.
Yeah. Seventh highest property tax state. Now, we don't have an income tax, but I mean, compared to, so the average property tax bill in Texas is $47.90. In comparison, we have some friends that moved to Arkansas. Arkansas is way down here at 39th at $1,700 a month. I just feel like people are they've had it with property tax increases.
I get it. I understand. I kind of looked into this, and the increased funding is going to be used to hire additional personnel.
Yeah.
It's going to create a fourth medic shift. It's going to maintain the equipment that they have and improve response times. Look, I'm going to tell you from my personal perspective. At a $500,000 house, like what you said, the increase is going to be around $77 a year. I had a husband who was very healthy, very, very healthy. He was working out. He was in Kung Fu, and he dropped and had a widowmaker heart attack.
Yeah.
And at that moment, it was seconds that counted.
Sure.
Saved
seconds. His life.
And we have so many more people. That happened, how long was that ago? 15 years ago? He's healthy as a horse now. And I feel like with the growth in population that we've had, it is needed. It is a necessary evil. It's not something.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is, in this environment, property tax increases, people are they're struggling to accept them.
I understand.
I get it. I think it is a very, very valuable service.
This isn't the hill that I'm willing to die on, though. This isn't something, would I be willing to pay an extra $75, $77 or $80, whatever, it is. So my emergency services are increased, or chances even for myself, a loved one or a friend, or even a neighbor. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I know, I get it. I get what you're saying. I think property taxes are out of control. I mean, look, this last week, what did I text you? I think it was Tuesday. You were at an HOA meeting. I was at an HOA meeting, and I was like, ours got really heated.
Yeah,
we had the police show up at ours. You didn't have the police show up.
No, I didn't have the police show up.
And even just on a micro level, our HOA board is spending money without approval. So it's not their money. So they're just spending it.
I think that's where people are getting. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. It's like, okay, it's only $100 a year more. Well, so this Prop Q it's on the ballot in Austin, they're saying it raises the average property tax bill $200 a year. But if you do the math, it's actually more than that. But that is, so the city of Austin is saying they need to raise the taxes because of a budget shortfall because of the flooding disaster that we had in the summer. And at the same time, on the city council agenda, they had an agenda item to look at waiving the city fees for a No Kings protest on city land.
Yeah.
Now, once that went public, they actually removed it from the agenda, but the city council was going to spend $120,000 of taxpayer money to support a very political rally. And all this stuff, they're buying land for this homeless navigation center, which this is such a boondoggle. The homeless industrial complex, the amount of money we spend to draw homeless people to Austin is stupid. And people keep voting for this stuff. They're going to have a center there where people can go to get services, and there's they can stay the night, they can get food. All that stuff's great. But when you build that stuff, guess what? People that are in Fredericksburg and Johnson City and places like that, they all go, we got to go to Austin. That's where all the services are. And so then next year, the city council goes, we need to have more funding for homelessness support. Well, it's because you guys keep attracting them here so that you can spend the money with these non-government organizations and supporting the unions and getting reelected. It's just this giant money laundering scheme.
That's an angle I've never thought about. I've never thought about it in that sense.
People are feeling fleeced. They're feeling fleeced. They're like, you guys take our money and you tell us you're doing stuff for the public good, and yet Austin has never been more dangerous, more violent, uglier, dirtier, trashier. And you guys just keep saying you need more money.
It's like they all work for Sirius Radio.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Hey, tell us something more fun than that, would you please? That was I hope this North County,
if you're still
North Hayes
listening to
EMS,
us.
yeah, if you're still listening, I hope it does pass. I think it's needed. I'm just saying that I think people they've had it up to here. They feel overtaxed, and they're not getting a benefit for it.
I'm all about transparency, right?
Yeah.
I just be transparent.
Yeah.
Stop blowing smoke up my ass. Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're not going to get that out of a politician.
Absolutely. Don't be superfluous.
Yeah, superfluous.
Don't be. I don't even know what that word means. But okay, so I'm a foodie, right?
Yes, you are.
I love me some food. Although I do eat like a 12-year-old boy eating out of a trash can sometimes. Okay, but
this is true.
I've eaten at Michelin star
I'll ask
restaurants.
you sometimes. I'll go, what'd you have for lunch? Pretzels.
And beef jerky.
Yeah.
Or, no, actually, my favorite is turkey jerky, teriyaki turkey jerky from Trader Joe's.
And a couple of pretzels. That's
and
a
pretzels.
well-rounded nutritional diet.
And I just bought pretzels that they sell from Southwest Airlines in a bag.
Oh, jeez.
And my new favorite thing are pickle chips, which are my newest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so weird food that people seem to only eat in Texas, nowhere else. And so I was talking to my daughter, Kendall, and I said, do you remember when we used to go eat Mexican food, probably down when I was in the valley, when I would go home and see my grandparents or whatever. And, oh, man, the Mexican food down in the valley is like,
I bet it is.
And the closest thing I can find it here in Austin is none of the places that you think is Habaneros. It's my favorite Mexican food place.
Have you and I been there? I don't know.
I took you there one time. It's a little hole in the wall. It's on Old Torf. I love them. Love the family, art. They're my favorite people. But we would go down into the valley, like go to Westlaco or Harlingen or whatever, and always on the table was squeezed butter or margarine butter. And I asked Kendall, I said, did you remember when we were kids? And I asked Kendall and I asked Logan. Tate never answers his phone. And Tate said, you put a chip in front of Tate, he would eat anything on it, for sure. But the butter, you would stick the squeezed butter in the salsa, or you'd stick it on your chip and then you would dip it in the salsa. That's how I always ate it. All the time. And at Matt's El Rancho, when we first started going there a long time ago, 30 years ago or so, same thing. There was always butter on the table. And when I go to Matt's El Rancho, I always ask for butter because it's just habit.
Do they look at you weird, or they
no,
just
they bring me butter.
Okay.
Yeah, they bring me butter. But so it let me into this thing like, what are some other weird things that people here in Texas eat? So a pickled quail egg.
Have you never had that?
Okay,
never had that. Doesn't sound good.
A Frito pie from a Frito bag. Have you ever had that?
I have had that. That's pretty good, though.
How about barbacoa? Have you ever had barbacoa?
I have not had.
Do you know what barbacoa is?
Isn't it goat?
Well, it's a whole cow head. It's slow cooked.
I've not had that.
Oh, it's so good. And it includes the cheek, the tongue, the brains, and the ojos, the eyeballs. Yum, yum, yum. It's yummy. But like barbacoa and eggs for breakfast is really good.
I'm stumped here.
Okay.
That sounds disgusting.
Well, and then there's like tripe, which I haven't eaten. Gizzards.
Isn't that tripe?
Yeah.
Tripe?
Tripe. Gizzards. My grandmother used to like gizzards. Kolaches, which is something. How about chicharrones? I have chicharrones here. Chicharrones and hot sauces. You'd stick the hot sauce in the bag and you'd shake it up. Another thing here, what Texans do is tahini on everything. So if you order a drink, like I don't care what it is, can I have a tahini rim?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a chile salt.
Oh, I've seen that. I've never had it. But
I eat it on like watermelon, or I'll just lick my finger and stick it in there, and I eat it that way.
Very sanitary.
Have you ever had cactus?
I had a cactus taco, and that was not my favorite.
It's not really that good.
No.
But then like the fruit of the cactus is a prickly pear.
Right.
And that's kind of overrated. I feel like that's very overrated. How about, have you ever bought Gulf shrimp or tamales out of the trunk of someone's car?
I have bought Gulf shrimp out of the trunk of somebody's 1972 Cadillac and thought, this might be a mistake, but I bought them anyway.
I wonder why
ended up
I had
being good.
H. pylori for years and years.
In that particular instance, this was years ago, they ended up being pretty good.
Well, one of the other things, I don't really see a lot of people normally eating these, are the Rocky Mountain oysters, which I know that you probably know what those, and black-eyed peas. But then I was talking to Maury, who we work with, and Maury said, oh, you remember Nighthawk? So Nighthawk,
is that a drink?
No, Nighthawk was a restaurant here in Austin.
I don't know.
And then they started selling TV dinners. Do people still call them TV dinners? What do they call them? Frozen meals. I don't really know. But TV dinners of Nighthawk. You go to the H-E-B and you'll see Nighthawk frozen. And they started here in Austin. And then the Hofbrau Steakhouse, they had their special secret sauce. And to kind of full circle wrap it all around, it was squeeze butter on their fancy steak.
That's funny.
But yeah, so on that note, guess where we're going again today for lunch? Pigpen
barbecue,
as usual.
yeah.
And guess what Steve always gets?
I always get the chicken fajita tacos because you can't beat them. They're the best around.
They are. They're really
really good.
And you don't even have to. They don't even know your name there, Steve.
They know me as 2 chicken fajita tacos. That's what they know.
You could be a mute. You could walk up and just not say a word.
I usually walk up to the counter and I say hi, and it says right there on the little screen, 2 chicken fajita tacos. Yep. They know I'm coming. Well, hey, I've got one quick story I wanted to run through with you. I've got another reason not to go to Portland. I know you like Portland, and Tate and Maddie live there, and you've been there a few times. There's an organization in the city of Portland that wants to put on the Naked Bike Ride.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah.
Because so in Portland, there's this gentleman. Oh, I can't think. I've talked about it before on the podcast, but he is a guy that rides around at the beginning of school, and he rides around with the kids, and they play music. And I just saw a video where Benson Boone, he's an artist, and he was riding with these kids to school. But this naked bike ride.
Yeah, so this is my headline is
Tate said yes, it's true.
It's true. I know. My headline was plans to ruin hundreds of bicycle seats are now underway in Portland, Oregon to protest troops being deployed to Portland to protect federal facilities and ICE agents.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
that's a nice little site.
So
how does that work?
So they're expecting hundreds of people to turn out. The World Naked Bike Ride is an organized spectacle as a way to prevent federal troops from cracking down on people with blah 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 blah.
So you're going to ride around with your Franks and Beans hanging out, and you're somehow that's making me going to listen to you about why. Yeah.
So some participants have said they're hesitating to ride completely nude in October because of the weather, so it might be kind of nippy and and shrinkage. So some people are like, well, I might be partially clothed, but and then the funny thing about this is you can take off all your clothes and ride your bike, but you have to wear a helmet if you're going to go on the organized bike ride. So, and you have to have closed-toe shoes. So, shoes and helmet, nothing else, and you're good to go. So, lots of unmentionables flapping around out there. Sometime coming soon at the end of October in Portland, Oregon.
I do have to say the thing about Portland. You know, when they say Portland is burning. not every part
I
of
agree.
Portland is a cesspool.
I
Like
agree.
where
It's
Madison
very localized. Yeah.
and Tate live it's very, very nice. It's right by a golf course. It's very walkable.
Yeah.
I would walk the dog by myself.
Yeah.
I really loved it. The area was super, super nice.
You know, we got just 5-10 miles outside of Portland heading towards Mount Hood because we've been there a number of times, and the people are so friendly and it's so pretty and it's clean. There's just a small pocket of downtown Portland that is really, really, really bad.
I really like to go to Powell's bookstore there.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. And then where else did we go? We went somewhere else. But we walk, is it Hawthorne Street? I think is what it is.
Yeah.
But we walk up and down there. And it's, you just got to be smart. Don't be
Well,
around
you got to
any.
be smart in every city, but it's worth a trip to go. But you have to do some research and find out what places to avoid because there are some places that are dirty.
Oh,
and
yeah.
dangerous in Portland.
The Antifa people, they're organized. They're
Paid.
Very paid. And when Tate first was accepted to med school there, I said, so because you're moving to Portland, do they give you your Antifa shirt right when you move
Yeah.
in, or do they wait for your size?
Yeah.
And he was like, that was pretty funny the first time you said that.
Yeah.
I was like, funny every time.
The other thing, kind of circling back to my tax thing, if you do enough research, you'll find that a lot of these Antifa groups are funded by organizations that get money from the city of Portland, and they funnel that. It's a backdoor way to launder that money into supporting these protests against the federal government or against Trump or whatever. So I don't know how we get that cleaned up. But
Hey,
that's
it's your God-given American right to go
Sure
protest,
is.
but
Just
do
don't
it.
hurt anybody.
Don't
Don't
burn
burn
any
anything and
buildings.
don't hurt anybody.
Don't hurt people. And if you get tased for spitting in a federal officer's face, you deserved it.
Yes, you do. And thrown to the ground and taken to jail. That's what happens. So, well, let's take a little break and get Soraya Welch Lopez of Sarasota Dripping Springs in here. So hang on, sit tight. We'll be right
Absolutely.
back.
It's going to be superfluous.
It's going to be superfluous. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for working through our
Yes,
technical
for our
difficulties.
technical difficulties. We appreciate you all.